I hate New York City because everything is a scam and jam.
Because why wouldn't I want to go on this trip? Why wouldn't I want to buy that car?
Lifestyle creep basically happens when you start making more money, and as a result, you also start spending more money.
Where she only hit you up to go out on dates. She's not a vibe, bro. She's a bill.
They said $250,000 a year ain't no money.
One talks about how easy it is to be making six figures but still feel like there's never enough money, or like you're always waiting for the next paycheck.
My bills and contributed to my savings. I don't have a lot of money left to go.
I feel like the American dream that they sold you is dead. At this point, I feel like it's a big fat lie. So I want to continue this conversation about how 99, I'm going to say 99, not even 95, 99% of us living in the New York, New Jersey metropolitan area are suffering. And I want to continue this conversation in hopes that I will not only get more answers as to why other people think this is happening, but I will find all the other New Jerseyans and New Yorkers that are suffering in this with me. I feel like the American dream that they sold you is dead. At this point, I feel like it's a big fat lie. Because technically I did everything I was supposed to do. And my husband, he really did what he was supposed to do. This man suffers from Crohn's disease. And through the worst flare-up of his entire life, where he weighed the same weight as me, he went to school full-time and worked a job full-time. So he literally would work overnight shifts, get off at 7 in the morning, and then go to school at like 12 in the afternoon. And we're not just talking just like regular business school or whatever. We're talking engineering. He chose engineering because it's a great lucrative career, right? Well, he bust his aspirin, went to school, literally got the sickest he's ever been in his life, literally failed the class because he was so sick. We had a baby, went through COVID. I mean, such hard times in our lives. He pushed forward and graduated. And guess what? He makes no more money than he was making before. Can't even find a job that would pay him $150K. And $150K might sound like a lot to some, but that is literally nothing for here. You need at least $200K in the household to survive. And I want to focus on my fashion business. So not only can we not afford a home, we can barely afford rent. Something's gotta give.
I'm the only one that doesn't think you're living paycheck to paycheck if you can afford to put money toward retirement and an HSA account and other things like that. Like, I'll see people talking about how six figures, at 6 figures, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. And I thought with like savings accounts and this and that, and I'm like, I thought paycheck to paycheck meant if your paycheck, if you didn't get the next one, you ain't gonna be able to eat. You ain't gonna be able to keep a roof over your head. You ain't gonna be able to whatever. Like, I thought it meant if I don't get that check, I'm destitute. I didn't think it meant like, oh, after I've paid all my bills and contributed to my savings, I don't have a lot of money left to go have fun and do things and whatever. You know what I mean? I don't think that is paycheck to paycheck. I think it's something, right? It's uncomfortable. It's not enough. It's not whatever. But it's not what I think paycheck to paycheck means. I think paycheck to paycheck means you will be destitute if you don't get the next one. Am I wrong?
No, I definitely heard what she said, but she had me questioning myself, to be honest with you. I said, is living paycheck to paycheck that? So yeah, I played dumb and I did what I usually do. I know, guys, I'm relying on AI, not really, because you do have to be smart. And I realize AI is not that smart. You have to train it. Tell guys about this all the time. When guys book a consultation with me, I talk about training AI. I use it all the time. I use it for everything I do. YouTube thumbnails, ideas, many different things. But I looked it up. So this is what I found. So what I found is living paycheck to paycheck means you have little or no money left after each payday. As soon as your check comes in, it immediately goes towards bills, rent, food, debt payments, and basic expenses, leaving nothing and nothing extra for emergencies. So then I asked another question. I said, so if even I meant to say if AI smart you are, that includes retirement. Even if you if includes retirement, it's still paycheck to paycheck, right? Yes, Jay. Even if you're contributing to retirement, you can still be living paycheck to paycheck. Even if you have a 401k, IRA, Paggy Big, SSS, you're still living paycheck to paycheck. So yes, so many Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and it's hard out here. It's not easy for no one. I'm talking about this because it's one of the things I realized. One of my reasons, I said it plenty of times, for moving overseas is for the lower cost of living. It's not smart to make more money and have a higher cost of living. Like some guys have had consultations with me and I've showed them how much I made. And I don't make I don't make enough to be rich, but I make enough to where if I have a low cost of living, I'll be living very good. And so that's why I moved. There's a reason behind. And then when you realize all of the tax benefits, you'll see why this is the way.
This is why I don't like it. And somebody in my comments told me I was being too emotional. And I'll take that. Maybe that's it. I have too much empathy. But I just feel like if you tell me that 80 something percent of the country is not making 100K, as much as I can hear and understand the arguments of cost of living, of location, of buying power, of all of those things, and I feel like those are all valid, I still feel like the statement comes off insensitive to me, right? Because you in the 18% are talking about, oh, it's just like, and it's not just like, you know what I'm saying? It's not just like, it's not as comfortable, it's not as, whatever, but it's not just like, because most people would be literally change their lives or feel like it would if they made that much. So it just doesn't land the way people think it lands. And that, it is what it is.
Look, this is what it said on the video. You know, when they post a video, they have to write something. And I live in a HCall, high cost of living area, making six figures, still gives me the ick, paycheck to paycheck. See, what happened is as soon as she made more money, and this is why guys aren't dating. Guys avoid ladies like this because as soon as you make money, you should upgrade your living right away. You should go at least a couple of months to see what you can really afford because the living is going to die down. So you have to adjust and you have to give room for adjustment. Also, look here. It says a high cost living area, high cost of living region where expenses for essentials like housing, food, and utilities are significantly higher than the national average. Why would you move to a place where everything is higher than the national average as soon as you make more money? Stay poor, act poor, drive poor. Like you see rich people all the time, they still keep their Hondas. They probably have nice cars, but a lot of times they'll still roll around in a Honda. Why? It's for a reason. And I think more of us need to adopt that mindset.
No one talks about how easy it is to be making six figures but still feel like there's never enough money or like you're always waiting for the next paycheck. And that's why it's so easy to fall into the trap of spending everything you make or incrementally increasing your lifestyle. I'm gonna upgrade here, I'm gonna get this new place, I'm gonna immediately buy this house. And then before you know it, you're trapped in the golden handcuffs and you can't leave your job or explore other opportunities if you want to take it. That's why even if you're a high earner, one of the most important things you can do for yourself is detach your lifestyle from your full-time job income. What I mean when I say that is don't depend on everything in your life from your main full-time salaried income. What you want to do is start building a life where you can live even if you aren't working. So you have to focus on making your money work for you. What I always say is don't plan to live off your full-time income. Plan to live off the money you make by spending your full-time income. There's plenty of different opportunities that you can use to get that ball rolling. That can look like social media, business, real estate investing, alternative investing, and so many different things. And we talk all about this in the Prosperous Woman Collective. It's a community for professional women on this journey to financial freedom, because we know that it's not about what you make, it's about what you keep. If you're interested in joining that community,
$1 a year and they still living paycheck to paycheck. They said $250,000 a year ain't no money. It's crazy because they actually not lying. But it just depends on your situation. $250,000 a year don't look the same on everybody. If you're a person making $250,000 a year with 5 kids, with kids in general, with a bunch of debt, a bunch of bills, a bunch of things that go out, and you never really get to hang on to majority of your income, your financial profile looks totally different from another person who makes $250,000 a year with no children, unmarried, not a lot of extra debt, or they don't actively owe on a lot of things. $250,000 a year looks completely different on those two type of people. Do you know what I would do with $250,000 a year? $250 a year? Do you know just how far along, just how better off I would be with $250,000 a year? And even then, I still would love to see what a person making $250,000 a year and saying that's still not no money. I would love to see what you're doing with your money.
Yeah, they're completely blowing it. Like 250. You should be living like a king, but not living like a king. What I mean by living like a king is having a bunch of money. Like I said, downgrade your life. But you can actually upgrade your life in other countries. The house you can get in US. If you paid that much for a house in another country, in the Philippines, you'd have damn near a mansion. Seriously, decked out. And that's what people are doing, right? They're doing that. That's what people go to our country and do. They come to US work. I see it all the time. There's so many Filipinos that are millionaires, not in the US. And they know this. Let me go to the US. That's why all of them want to get out there, because they want to send money back here. They don't know, though, you can, make that money here like you're there. Man, it's so different. It's so different. But yeah, so many people are wasteful though with the money.
Financial literacy. So today we are talking about the one mistake most people make once they get their first full-time job and start making more money, which is lifestyle creep. If you don't know, lifestyle creep basically happens when you start making more money, and as a result, you also start spending more money. So you opt for the more expensive vacation, the more expensive car, the more expensive rent, because you see that your paycheck is going up. But this oftentimes leads to you living paycheck to paycheck instead of saving and investing and actually building your wealth as you go on. Best way to combat lifestyle creep is to live at or below your means, at least when you're starting your career in your early 20s, because you don't have any crazy responsibilities usually, so you can put more money into savings and investing and retirement.
Yeah, that's what guys are trying to do. They're trying to avoid the lifestyle creep. And a lot of times the lifestyle creep is getting with a female. It is. It's not just, oh, guys. Well, guys are tired of ladies, but they're tired of this. Money doesn't grow on trees. Men don't want to be in relationships with walking lifestyle creeps. Seriously, that's what they are. And they don't know it. They just think, let me latch on to a man. And men are saying, I think not. Why would a man do it in his 20s trying to get it together? He doesn't got it. That's why it makes sense for younger girls to get with older guys. But oh no, that's creepy. That's creepy. No, you're a creep, a lifestyle creep.
And the reason why I'm happy is because 4 months ago, I decided to create platforms where I share with women how I'm basically building the life of my dreams using men's provision. And A few months later, women have received cars as gift, have received houses, have received flight tickets, have received so many good experiences for just joining my world and really following through and practicing my teachings. This makes me so happy. It makes me so happy because it's high time women stop dating for the sake of going on dates without getting anything in return. No, baby.
Prostitution.
We are not taking that into 2026, okay? That time where you just go on dates for the sake of going on dates because you are looking for companionship, you are looking for a partner, you are looking for love is over. It's over. You're going to be screwed if you date like that, okay? But anyway, I'm just happy.
Man, this is wild. It is, because they're going to full on prostitution. But it's not that though. It's taking advantage. It is. But for the rich guys though, it's not. It's prostitution. Why? Because they have the money to waste. Man, and that's what they're looking for, right? It's wild. This is why the passport bros are thriving. Like, because that's the same thing that's happening on the other side. But it's better. Guys are getting that treatment that's not fake. See, because the guys over here that are rich, that are paying for you ladies, they're getting the fake feminine treatment. Oh, cook a dinner because I got to impress. They may think it's real. It may be fooling, or they probably just simply don't care. You know, when you got money to blow, you got money to blow. But when you're overseas and they're trained and raised to be like that, oh, it feels so much better. But guys are aware, though. There's ladies like this in the West. Take a look.
Situation. If you ever catch yourself in a situation where she only hit you up to go out on dates, she's not a vibe, bro. She's a bill. She's a bill until the end of time. She doesn't want anything serious with you. She just wants to be taken out and leave you on red. That's what's going on. You might be thinking in your head, oh, like she want to hang out with me. No, she wants to use your money. Because honestly, after the first date, second date, if she's not giving you any physical touch, any choosing signs, like this is really like gonna be something, then you're a bill. She doesn't want to spend her money. Why would she spend her money when she has you? You're the simp, right? And I hate to break that to you, but women are not gonna avoid men that they really like, right? They're gonna display that physical touch first date. They're gonna let you know, like, yes, I'm feeling you. But if you're not getting no signs of any type of being intimate, she's not showing no signs of that, then nah, she's just using your money.
Not being a lifestyle creep is easier said than done, because why wouldn't I want to go on this trip? Why wouldn't I want to buy that car? Why wouldn't I want to buy this bag that I've been looking at for years? I get it, but like, I gotta do it. I just got to.
Guys, I'm so sorry, but I think having the expectation that a man should be paying for your maintenance every time you get your nails or hair done or whatever is absolutely atrocious, and it's giving, I don't know, brokey, and it's giving you don't have a father in your life you can fund your lifestyle, because what are we doing? Like, here and there, whatever, that's cute, that's calm, but like, there's girls out there who will be screaming from the rooftop that, like, if they have a man, like, he has to be paying for maintenance every single time. Are you right? Like, I know there's certain babes who their nails will be growing out, and they're just waiting for a man to send them funds and just will not go and get their nails done. What's going on? And before y'all come for me, I have dealt with I have never had a stingy man in my life. Absolutely not. But it's just not an expectation that I've ever had, because, like, why? Like, I can pay for my own stuff. Yes, here and there it's nice or whatever, but, like, why have that expectation? Like, I don't know. It just gives, like, using. It just gives, I don't know. It's just weird.
A lot of men go broke trying to meet the requirements of a woman. Most men go broke trying to meet the requirements of a woman. A lot of the times women volunteer, a lot of men resources. Look, at most cases, I don't meet men that always want to go out to eat. That's mostly women. Most men mall and go shopping.
It's a fact.
It's mostly women. More women want to travel, so the man always try to accommodate the woman. If you said that we had a simple life, a lot of men could meet the requirement of manhood. The issue is a lot of men cannot meet the requirement of manhood because a lot of women carry very materialistic beliefs and ways.
Speak on it.
Therefore, only hurting the men because the men are not considerably men because they do not meet the criteria of what she would like materialistically. So therefore, if you eliminate her materialistic ways and you say we have shelter, we have a car, and we have food, and my kids have somewhere to call home, I think he's meeting the requirements. Now, you don't want that one multiple vacation. A vacation is a luxury. It's not a necessity.
Yeah, and a lot don't understand it. Like, it's wild because I'm on to talk, but I'm gonna have a travel channel. I'm going to Vietnam in a week, and it's rather expensive. But when you travel for content, what do you have the opportunity to do? You have the opportunity to get paid from the content. I can go in Vietnam and then talk about my experiences also on a vlog, right? I'm getting ready to start a vlog. I'm going to start vlogging about my experiences in the Philippines, what I've gone through. Also, I'm going to talk about my trip to Vietnam. I'll mention, because I heard the air is very dirty in Hanoi. I'm going to talk about that. Why? Because I'm going to experience it. So that will all be on our vlog. Also, it's going to be in the video. So that's when it makes sense. But ladies just want to travel and have no ideas in mind, no ideas to be productive. And that is what hurts guys. Because what am I getting? It's just a big fat donut. And men don't like donuts. I mean, we like donuts, but without the coffee, no, we don't like them.
Trying so hard not to crash out right now, but I fucking hate New York. I hate New York City because everything is a scam and jam here. Everything is a scam and jam here. This right here, the amount of money I pay in tickets, the amount that I have to pay. Literally, I got up to move my car. I am 2 minutes late to moving it, and guess what? Someone is waiting right there. Oh, let me give you a ticket. No, suck your mother. I can't. And the thing is that when you live in certain areas, they put these stupid city bikes everywhere. Why would you put city bikes where people have to park cars? So there's never enough parking here. And Lord forbid, if you park in front of a hydrant, they're really going to get you. You come home 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that, no parking. Even at 6 p.m., there's no parking. But they just want to ticket you. They want congestion prices. I can't even go to the city in peace. If I try to go to the city, I got to pay $20 now because stupid ass congestion prices. Can't take it here. I cannot take it here anymore. I cannot, because no matter what you do here, you will never get ahead in New York. New York is a scam. Everybody thinks it's this great, wonderful place. It is nothing but angry people, because you know what? The city is robbing us every chance they get. Whether it is a parking ticket, a congestion charge, and people can say, oh, just get on the train. They're setting women on fire on the trains. Why would I get on the train, huh? Literally, you get on the train, you never know when you're going to see a homeless person winking themselves off. I don't want to get on the train, okay? I want to feel safe in my car. I work at night. I get home late. I want to feel safe in my car, okay? And then even that. You know how much my car insurance is? $300 a month, which I guess is pretty good. But do you know why it's so high? Because I live in New York, and they could steal at any time. And if you live in like a neighborhood or a zip code where they feel like it's high crime, they're gonna charge you extra. It's a scam and jam here. I cannot take it anymore. I feel like I am on the verge of the ultimate breakdown if I stay here any longer, because all the money I work hard for, it just goes towards tickets. It's just dumb. But there's no parking. Fucking toes. The congestion prices, I guess I didn't realize, and I just kept driving, and they've charged me, like, I swear they're taking $1,000 since they started. I can't even drive anymore. I just need to sit at my house and be depressed because I hate it here. Like, it's stupid city.
See, I remember her, and I'm sure you guys remember her too. Remember the lady that traveled overseas and told Jamaican guys she's a passport, sis. If you don't eat my if you eat some, then you can get a passport. You can get a green card. That's why you don't want no green card. That's her. A passport, sis. Was in Jamaica, I'm sure, running it up for what? You know, for the slong. And the guy said, me no ain't no boom boom. That's her. And she's from New York. She living that city girl life. And it costs too much to live that life. But also, she's in Jamaica playing for the bamboo stick. She's a passport, sis. You should be living in these countries. She doesn't understand the cheat code, but I understand you're stuck to that job. You got to figure a way out.
New York City and like Miami are the only places where you can make over 6 figures and still feel poor. Dudes making like 200K and they still check to check. Like, we should be kings, bro. You know, if you're making over six figures, you should be a king. And damn, look, we over here struggling. Not struggling, like there's levels to it. We California broke. You know, like the money's coming in, but it's going out as fast as it comes in. That's the problem. But yeah, it's like only a few places where you can make over 6 figures and still feel poor and still feel like you in the hood. Like, the hell, shit makes no sense.
Yeah, and I'm telling you guys, I moved for a wife, also a life.
This is the way.
Woo! Picture that. You hear me, guys? I moved for a wife and a life. Like living in the West, especially New York City, California, it's not living with the high cost of living. Yeah, you could be making 6 figures, but it's going out. You can't afford it. That is exactly why this is the way. Every video that I've done in the past 2 months is leading to this. It leads to this is the way. Everything, every video you watch on the internet, this is the way. Guys, I teach how to live overseas and experience financial freedom for a very low cost. I will never charge you a college fee. I know there's guys out there charging college fees. Not here. I refuse because I want guys to fully grasp the experience, to be able to go live. And before you go live, you need to learn. And I'm here to teach it. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Be sure, if you see down in the comments, the first comment pinned, you'll see down there, I have my consultation packages. It's definitely worth it, guys. I'm talking about you get $1 million worth of game. You know, you heard people say that before? Get $1 million worth of game. I'm actually giving $1 million worth of game because the game I'm giving, you can make $1 million. Don't believe me? Check me out. Only $100. But yeah, guys, thank y'all for watching. Peace out. See you next video.